Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Friday. You see, I'm wearing a t-shirt today. That's because it's supposed to be 71 degrees today. It feels like summertime out here. I'm on my third cup of the Go juice. My Seinfeld cup, of course. Lovely day today. What this video is going to be about today is I got a comment from somebody. I think it was today that they were commenting on one of my old shorts where I was asking what people want to see on the channel, anything they want to learn. So what he wanted to learn was how I set my torches up. And I'm assuming he's asking pressures on the tanks, on my oxyacetylene torches, and how I use them. So we're going to do that today. But before we get to that, let's talk about that press conference today, huh? Between, well, if you haven't seen it, between Trump and Zelensky. If you're working and you haven't seen it, you got to tune in and see that once you get home. That's must-see TV for sure. But yeah, good day. Just kind of taking care of some loose ends on this Friday because I love Fridays and I love relaxing on Fridays. I actually love relaxing every day, but I really love relaxing on Mondays and Fridays because you know, they bracket the weekend, and I like to have fun on the weekends. But yeah, today's video is going to be how I set my torches up and how I do my brazing. Just basic stuff that you should know if you're just getting into the trade, or if you've been unsure about it for a while. Maybe I can help you with your setup of your torches. If you're currently using a turbo torch to braze, quit doing that. Oxyacetylene's where it's at. Much more efficient and a much better braze using oxyacetylene. So without further ado, let's get on along with it. All right, guys, here is my beat up old torch set. I've had this set for years, many years. And I want to point out some basic things first before I show you setup and how I do it. But basic things on the torch set. So what I have in here is I have my little multi-wrench that comes with the set that allows you to take all your tanks off, open up your tanks, etc. Always keep a little bit of sandy paper in there. I got my striker, and I don't know what else I got in there. Oh, a little roll of sandpaper. Always want to clean your fittings before you start brazing. Couple things. One, that's actually the most important thing that you want to do every time you put these away. Make sure you shut your tanks off, and make sure you empty out your hoses, and wrap your hose nice so stuff doesn't get damaged. But very important to turn your tanks off. One, they won't drain out and you won't have an empty tank when you go to use them. Two, it's safety reason for acetylene. You know, been horror stories of vans blowing up, leaving a tank on. They come on in the morning, open up the door, turns the light on, ignites the acetylene, and kaboom. Plus, it pisses me off, man, when somebody puts these away and I can smell acetylene in the morning. It just pisses me off, and I know I have an empty tank. So let me show you some other things here. Okay, on your torch itself, so you got some key things you want to take note of. Usually, these will connect their backwards threads, so it's lefty tighty, righty loosey on these. This should be standard, righty tighty, lefty loosey. And then your knobs here. So what a lot of guys don't know is that these will loosen up over time. You'll end up bumping up against something and screw your flame up. So these little, let me see it better on this side. These little nuts here will adjust how tight these knobs are. I keep mine pretty tight because I hate bumping in and into stuff and, you know, screw it up, you end up burning a wall or something. So always take note that you can tighten up these nuts here, and that'll tighten your knobs so you're not accidentally you know, screwing things up. So just a little tip on that. This is my old torch tip I've had for many years, as I mentioned, and it works well for me. They make some other types that you could use, but this is what works well for me. Let's go over to the tanks. Okay guys, I just pulled these out so it's easier to see what we were doing here. Again, I believe this is backwards threads, just like the connections onto the torch back there. I believe both of them are. I think maybe one is and one isn't. I can't remember. But you have a couple different valves on these. Okay, so this is where it comes off the tank, and this is your regulator, and then this is what opens the tank to your regulator. Is this? Some of them have a knob that you can turn. This is a square, and of course it's hard to get good ones from my distributor anymore. This one's all rounded out, so I actually couldn't use my little wrench. I had to take some vice grips to open and close it, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's where you open it, and then if you come over here, and this is the acetylene. Then you have your handle here, which is going to regulate your flow coming out of your torch tip. Okay, so the more you bring that in, the higher this will get. This one's just going to be fixed based. You can see I got my tank closed. This will tell you where your tank's at. And the funny thing is, I buy these acetylene tanks and brand new, and they always show 3/4 full. So am I getting screwed? I don't know. On the oxygen, same deal. These usually have just a big knob that you can turn to open the tank to your regulator. And again, it'll have a full PSI for what you have in your tank, and then it'll have whatever your regulated flow is to your torch tip. So let me show you where I like to put these, and I'll get set up and show you how I like the tip to look on these. All right, let's see if we can make this make sense here. So, and let's make sure you can see what I'm doing here. So the acetylene tank here, you can take your end off your speedy ratchet that you use for refrigeration, and then you can open your tank that way. Okay, so let's close counterclockwise. Going to open your tanks, and you can see brand new tank, 3/4 of the way full. And I got my pressures way too high. It's because I was messing with that knob. So what you want to do, let's see if you can see that. Yeah, I think you can see that. Is just turn. So what you're going to want to do is turn your torch on, open up your valve like so, and I like to go to 10 psi. That's with your valve open on your torch tip here. Okay, then you turn that down. Make sure you're at 10. Boom, you're good to go on your acetylene. That's what I do. They claim that it's dangerous to have more than 10 psi coming out of your acetylene. And then some guys like 25, some guys like 20 on their oxygen. I do 20, so I just do 10, 20. So again, turn that on, see where you're at. Dial it down till your gauge reads 20. Now you're set up. Okay, let's pull that aside. Hope you guys got a good view there. I can't really tell how good of a view you have. Okay, now how do we want our torch tip to look? I'm going to use my my barbecue lighter, and I'll try to get this so you can see how I like mine to look. And it's going to depend on what size of copper you're doing. So let's say we're doing 3/4. Okay, pretty common size. I'll show you how I like my torch tip to look. So first thing I do is I give it just a tiny bit of oxygen in there, and you want to do that so you're not getting that carbon going up into like someone's ceiling and putting black crap on everything. That'll keep that from happening. So it's the tiny bit of oxygen. Then turn up your acetylene, and that'll start it. It'll make a little pop, but then you're not getting that carbon going up in the air. So turn your acetylene on first. Back that down. And for like 3/4, I like it to look about like that. 3/4 of an inch of blue tip, and then know, you can regulate it down if you're in a tight spot. You know, you can bring it down so this isn't so long. You know, so the end isn't so long, so you're not burning something. And if you go down to like, if you go down to 3/8, you're just going to bring it down even further if you're in a tight spot. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You'll get a feel for it. So that's what I like to do. My torches are old, so they're not perfect. All right, guys, I'm kind of changing this just so I can make sure that you can see this, okay? So what we're doing right now is we're assuming that our acetylene's on 10 psi and our oxygen's on 20 psi, and that psi is with both of these valves open, okay? Both are open, 10, 20 psi. So then what you want to do is just give it a little bit of oxygen, more acetylene, light them up, okay? You're lit up. Let's say you're doing 3/4 copper. You're going to bring that up higher. Okay, just like that. And that's pretty good. Like I said, you want your glue about 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch long. If you're in a tight spot, bring it down a little bit so you're not burning anything. Just like that. It's that easy. Want me to show you some brazing too? Might as well, huh? Alright, let me show you my swager. So it's my little spin bit on my drill. And I screwed that up because I'm trying to do it on camera, but they usually work pretty good. It gives you a nice good socket to get your other piece in. Usually I'm holding it a little more stern, but I kind of ovaled it. But you get the gist of it. Trying to do it without trying to give you guys good shots of it. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I kind of screwed that up. Let's start that over. Hey, this is live and uncut. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see if I can hold it a little more firm this time. There we go. I know I had strong enough hands. That's what you want it to look like, guys. Nice and round. Nice and round. Good swage on that. These spin bits work awesome, by the way. And don't buy the cheap ones. The ones I get are about $60 a set, $70 a set. Don't buy those cheap $10 to $15 sets. All right, let's cut this, and then we'll do some brazing. Okay, guys, I won't show you too much here and bore you too profusely with my brazing because I've showed you a billion times. But let's do it. So 10 psi, and I'm going to stress this again on our closing of this video. 10 psi on the acetylene, 20 on your oxygen. And I got a fresh brazing rod here. Let's do it. Get my tip where I want it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it perfect for you. There we go. Alright. That's where you want it to look like. About three quarters of an inch to an inch of torch head. So what I like to do is I like to heat up the copper first, and then I'll get back to the pit to where it's going into. And you'll see the color change, and you'll know to apply your brazing rod. Ready? Try to do this without dropping on the ground. I don't have it propped very good. So you want to make sure you get it all the way around. And I'm kind of having a hard time if I don't have it very sturdy. So clamp it down. Then you want to cap it. that should be all you need to do. I'm going to get a little bit more there. Of course, you want to be flowing nitro when you do this too. Make it look nice. That's all there is to it. So let me get you in a little closer. Obviously, I'd have a wet rag here normally, but I don't. So you want it to kind of look like that, okay? So let's see if that'll focus for me. Why isn't it focusing? As it cools. I don't know if you can see that well enough, but you have about, you know, a good 3/4 of an inch onto the pipe and into your fitting. There it goes. Now it's focusing. Stupid camera. And then you want to cap it after. It makes a real strong joint. This will be the strongest part of your copper. Stronger than that. That'll be a lot stronger. So I won't bore you much more with this. I've showed you guys brazing. If you want to see more in-depth brazing, I have a full brazing video. I don't know, I did a few months ago, a while back, maybe even longer than that ago. But yeah, there you have it. So there you have it, guys. That was mainly just a quick little video to satisfy the commenter that wanted to see some brazing tips and tricks. You know, where to put the pressures on your tanks, what everything does, why you want to use oxyacetylene over turbo torches, any other questions that he may have. I tried to answer before you can ask them. If you have any questions about brazing whatsoever, hopefully the video turns out good and I answered them for you, and hopefully it makes sense. So on this lazy Friday afternoon, everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be working tomorrow, so I'll have some more stuff for you. And hopefully you're enjoying the videos. And hopefully you enjoyed that press conference today. Not political, like I said, but it is very good entertainment. So enjoy, guys, and be safe out there.